It's always an exciting time to have you join us on the program Healthy Living with yours sincerely, Oluije Uihohai. Today on Healthy Living, we're looking at breaking the cycle, early detection and management of sickle cell disease. Now, we all know that on the 19th of June, yes, 2025, the World Organization decide to come all out to say, yes, let's celebrate the fact that we have sickle cell disease around us. We have people with these issues, and to talk about how one can actually a way forward, yes, towards all of this. And it will please you to know that more than 66% of 120 million people are affected worldwide by sickle cell disease, and approximately 10,000 children are born with disease every day, and making it the most prevalent genetically acquired disease in the region. Now, coming down to African region, we have 38,403 deaths from sickle cell disease were recorded in 2019, and 26% increase in the year 2000. Now we have the person of Comrade Dr. Charles Edigin. He is the president of the Sickle Cell Club, Benin City chapter. Good afternoon, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, now first off, sickle cell. What is sickle cell?
Sickle cell disorder is a genetic disorder of the red blood cells. It is from the pigment carrying oxygen through the vein of a human being. See, the cell of a human being is circle shape, but for that of sickle cell is the alternative sickle shape. So because of that sickle shape, then somebody that has a sickle cell with that shape often fall into crisis, bone crisis. Because at the time that shape is traveling around the cell, then before you know it, there will be log jams that are sickle in that particular part of the body. So for that, you will now, at that particular part of the body, the oxygen tension will be inappropriate.
Okay.
As a result of that, the person will go down with crisis.
Okay, so who are the persons affected by this disease?
The person affected by
Yes, who are the persons affected by it? Are they those persons that come down with SS? We have AS. So who are these persons?
Okay, the sickle cell gene, like I earlier said, that is a hereditary disorder.
Okay.
You see, if a partner that has a genotype AS
Yeah.
gets married to a partner that has a genotype
AS.
AS, both partners having AS, as a result of that, in 1 out of 3 children that will be coming through their lineage, you will see maybe baby A might be lucky to have chosen the A from the father and the A from the mother. In that regard, that baby is very, very lucky.
Oh, so there is a pattern of a child being born of an AS mother and an AS father coming down with an AA genotype.
Of course, yes. Of course, yes. Because it varies. You see, when the both partner are AS, the man is AS, the woman is AS. You see, there is A from the woman. There is a S in the man. Same way, both of them have it. But if this child is coming, if the child is lucky enough, we might pick the A from the father, the A from the mother. In that case, that child is very, very lucky and will be AA child. But the unlucky one that take both S from the parents is where the problem lies. And that child become SS, which is sickle cell.
Yeah.
Then the third child might be as well lucky to have take A from the mother and the
Taking
S
S
from
from
the
the
father.
father.
And that child will now be AS, which is also very lucky.
Okay. Okay, now I've seen a situation where a family has all sickle cell children. So how is that even possible?
Yes, it is very, very possible.
They have
Because,
5 kids.
yeah.
And every one of them sickle cell.
Of course, it is very, very possible. That is the area where I said lucky.
Yeah.
You understand? Luck at times is not a thing that we can challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe sometime both parents in every time the woman get pregnant, it depends on the egg that is produced
That's
in the ovum.
fertilizing, yeah.
So you see, in that process, there are a lot of eggs that are being generated in a woman ovum. But in the reproduction system, depends on how many eggs that are able to survive that makes the baby. And so those eggs, some are also stronger than the other.
Others.
And in that case, it can also happen that maybe when the child is coming, it just take the S from the father, S from the mother, and again, and again, and again. So you see, sometimes you just see 5 children, they will all come up with sickle cell.
Okay.
It's a game of chance and luck.
All right, so we've heard of couples saying, okay, we'll get married quite all right. And once the woman is pregnant, there will be a way to detect if the baby, the fetus, is sickle cell, if it's an SS child. Now, how is this actually possible?
Of course, yes, it is very, very, very possible. It is very possible. But it is possible in the sense that being it possible is not encouraging. Because in law, you say abortion is against the law. You see, and once it is detected from pregnancy, the way to terminate it is just to abort that baby. You abort that baby.
Okay, this is when it's been proven that the child is down with sickle cell.
Yes, from the womb.
From the womb, yes.
The child will be diagnosed from the womb that this child is coming up with SS, and he has just taken both gene SS from the parents.
Okay.
And so to scrap it up is to carry out an abortion on the woman, which is not advisable in law. See, that one is not just very good at all. And the process is not an easy one.
Okay.
It's not an easy one. It is expensive and it is also risky. So
Okay.
it's not advisable.
Let's look at the life of a sickle cell patient. How do they cope? What are their regular routine? What do they take? What are they supposed to do at a particular time? How do they stay healthy?
Yeah, for a sickle cell warrior to stay healthy, it costs
A lot.
time, energy, and money. Especially money. Especially money. The care of a sickle cell is extremely expensive. Very, very expensive to the effect that, you see, with all these conditions that do come up nearly on a daily basis, my sister, I will tell you that today, presently, for a warrior to be able to afford all his routine drugs, it's approximately between 10 to 20,000 naira, and of which that will be done repeatedly every week. Because the drugs you are going to buy for that period of with 10,000 will only last you for a period of a week. And may it not be that the warrior now fall in crisis, especially a crisis that is triggered by malaria. When malaria set in, the blood automatically drained from the body. Only God knows how it happens. Because once the temperature is high, then the blood is drastically reduced.
Yes.
and that might land the patient in the hospital bed. And while in the hospital bed, series of tests will be carried out to really ascertain exactly what is happening at that period. Because the general system will be affected once the blood is affected. And if it is like that, you cannot actually treat the patient on the particular crisis that is facing because the blood is down, is with malaria, and this drugs that is going to use for his treatment, if care is not taken because of the blood level, it might result to something else. See, you just have to be extraordinarily careful in the treatment of sickle cell. And may God not let complications set in, like a complication like papillary necrosis, vascular necrosis, preamphism, acute chest syndrome, brain crisis, leg ulcer, and a lot more, which are relatively too expensive to take care of. And sometimes it is difficult before a sickle cell warrior get out of these conditions when it is properly not managed. Yeah, to take care of a leg ulcer properly, especially the one that is, the one that is refusing to go. Maybe the patients will be undergoing dressing on every 2 days or 3 days, the highest. To carry out a leg ulcer dressing, it costs approximately 5,000 naira outside the antibiotics drugs that is going to be using on that period. There are some leg ulcers that will last in the sickle cell warrior's leg for some period of 10, 15, 20, as the case may be.
Yes.
Yes, sometimes it may not even
heal
until the patient goes. It will just be for a lifetime, especially unless when it is managed at the early age.
But this doesn't actually happen to all sickle cell warriors, does it? In some cases.
In some cases, it doesn't happen to some of us, but
majority.
It is not. It is not just a thing of saying maybe there are some group that it cannot happen to, or there are some groups that it can happen to. Then this now takes us back to the area where I say utmost care wins the race of a sickle cell matter. You see, if you are very careful with yourself, these aside medications, you as a warrior, you should be able to understand yourself, study yourself,
know what triggers you.
Yes, know what triggers your health, know at a particular time that this thing is about to come up, then meet your medical practitioner, then to tell you what to do, or if you know that something like that has happened to you before and you know what you did to take care of it, they put all modalities in place to checkmate whatever that is happening to you as a warrior. And that is what most of us are failing to do, that is causing these things. You see, this leg ulcer that I'm talking about now, it doesn't just start big. It is something like sometimes we can even see it to be like, it's like a mirage, my sister. Let me just put it that it's like a mirage. You will just wake up one day and observe a part of your body, especially in the leg region, from the ankle down. You will just observe that there is something like a wrinkle. There is something like a boil, small boil like that. Then it will be scratching you furiously. The scratching is something else that you cannot resist to scratch. And if you notice it that way and you scratch, immediately you scratch, it will increase in size. Later again you scratch, it will increase in size.
Keep increasing.
It keep increasing. But before you know it, you start bringing out some irritating pus that is somehow blackish. Then from there, if you don't take the
good care of
appropriate
it,
care
yeah.
of it, it will just escalate. Before you know, that tiny ball that you just see in your leg, it will explode to something else within 1 week. Within 1 week, it is something else.
Okay. All right. Let's look at prevention. How can sickle cell be prevented? How can this be prevented?
Yes, the prevention of sickle cell is very, very minor.
Yeah.
But it has a lot to go with it. To prevent sickle cell in this part of the world, like the Western world has done, it's not only by implementing laws that AS and AS
shouldn't get married. Yeah.
No. Before implementing that law, make sure that awareness is being carried out to the grassroots. To the grassroots. What I mean by the grassroots is that you take this awareness to the interior villages where there is even no electricity, where people cannot even watch me on television
TV,
speaking, where people don't even have the time to listen to radio. And most times take this awareness to the marketplaces, because even right in the city here, there are some market women and men that are always bank on their business. In the morning, they are gone to the market. To come back later in the night, get tired and doesn't listen to news. They don't even listen to the television.
True.
But when this awareness is massively carried out, especially by we that is particularly affected, we are the evidence on ground.
Yes.
If you see to my look and I tell you this is the reason why I am like this, and you don't need to do it, not to put your child in such condition, I think you will believe me to some extent.
True.
You believe me to some extent. And again, time and time, you get to see the awareness in television, radio, you see us in the street. My sister, I can tell you that my condition is very good. Like I am now, my condition is very good. If you see many of us, they are, as I'm sitting here now, their tummy will be as if they are pregnant. Some of us, their head is so big, their legs will be tiny. Then these ones that I said are has legosa. As we are right here in the studio now, you cannot put your nose down. If the situation is somehow horrible with some of us, like I said, the papillary necrosis case, it kills like as if you put an insecticide in a room where mosquito is packed full. With a little inhaling, all the mosquitoes are dead. But if you as a warrior really know how to manage yourself, study yourself, and know what to do on time, it is no problem.
Okay.
That is not really problem.
All right.
Because some of us have died carelessly. Like the papillary necrosis is a condition whereby a warrior will be passing out urine as blood. Passing out blood as urine. That is a crisis of the kidney. The kidney at that time has a low oxygen tension, and as a result of that, the kidney could not process the water in the body and separate it from the blood. You will now see the water in the body that is going out as urine will not be mixing up with the blood, and it will be coming out. But the danger aspect of it is when this blood get clogged in the urinary tract. As a result of that, reversal is the case. Then the urine can no longer come out. Instead, all the urine will be going back inside to the kidney, and the kidney is knocked down.
Damaged.
And there is a proper measure that you have to take at home before you meet your medical practitioner.
Wow, it's a lot to take in.
Exactly.
Right now, we want to ask you for your advice to parents that have this issue parents, talking about how they can help their wards, their young ones, and help them stay healthy also.
Of course, my advice to parents is this. It is not today, not because I am on air. I have been saying it time without number, because a lot of sickle cell warriors are out there being dejected by their parents. And as a result of having a sickle cell child, some families has go their separate ways. Like in some cases now, when they say they have come for their genotype test, and at the end of the day, they got first result and get married. So they now have a sickle cell child, the man will start putting the blame on the woman, that the woman has deceived him, that his result was AA, while the woman's one was AA, or he himself is AA, whereas the woman was AA initially. Now the woman has turned to AS. Say, yes, this woman, you have deceived me, and along the line, you have gone to sleep with another woman. Even if you are AS, when I am AA, you're not supposed to have a sickle cell child. And in such cases, you have single mothers alone taking care of the their sickle cell child. And some of these parents, these mothers that are single mothers, they will just reject the child. And the child will have to go his own way. Unless in some families where there are good people, maybe a member of the family will not take up the care of that child. And in some cases, there are many of us out there that doesn't even have care. They still stigmatize right from the family, even right from inside your house where you have your parents and your siblings. There are a lot of warriors that are still stigmatized inside the house. It is not good at all. Please, parents, if you have a sickle cell warrior, just know that it is not a death sentence. With the little care you can care for them, with the little advice you can advise them to take their routine drugs, it will go a long way. And please do good to always visit the sickle cell center at GROA. You will hear more advice and you will see good medical practitioners on ground.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for taking out your time today to be with us. The person of Comrade Dr. Charles Edigin, President at the Sickle Cell Club, Benin City chapter. All you need to do is to do right by your side and do right by yourself also. In order for you to, keep your home together, it's very, very important. So we'll be seeing again next week for another exciting time on Healthy Living. Remember, stay healthy. Bye for now.